So I had already completed a video on the subject about James Bear in general, and everything was all done. It was all edited and everything. In fact, it was completely rendered. I was about to post it until I came across a response from James Bear, and so I decided that I needed to add that in. So I'm gonna be reading his tweets, and I'll be giving you my opinions on them and what I think about James Bear in general, just from this response. So starting off with the first one, my response for the fifth and final time. First of all, I would like to apologize to those who are upset and disgusted by some of the claims that are being thrown at me by what appears to be a premeditated attack on me as a person. Now, I do agree that this is premeditated, but you can't play the victim about this when it's your fault. You shouldn't have done this in the first place. You wouldn't have this coming out about you and you having to say, hey, this person attacked me, if you didn't do what you did, which I'll get into in a little bit later. Second, I'm ashamed for what occurred in my past and I'm working towards being a better human being. However, the claim of me being all those stuff, BDP, blah blah blah, the amount of harassment and threats that I've been receiving because of this is astronomical. Now, it's never right to threaten somebody. You shouldn't be threatening people, and if you end up in jail because of that, that's your fault. To do that is silly, but you shouldn't take death threats over the internet serious, because 9 times out of 10 they aren't real. But you always have to worry about that 1 time out of 10. So maybe you should take them real in certain situations. Third, about my past, as much as it pains me to confront it, my past was never meant to be public knowledge, and it was leaked 5 years ago by a person who hated my guts for ridiculous reasons, which is why that document exists. Maybe they hate your guts because of what you did. That's just me throwing it out there. Next, it was a childish attempt to try to make me break up with someone they liked and wanted back. As time went on, you don't have any proof of that. That's really a weird claim. Whatever, doesn't really matter. Has nothing to do with anything. As time went on, and after dealing with this situation on multiple occasions within the last 5 years of my life, I'm labeled as a monster yet again, and I'm forced to respond to these people. Well, yeah, I mean, when things come out like this and there's proof of you admitting something about it, people are going to be like, hey, what's going on here? Okay, my past again was never meant for anyone to hear, and it was a sick, twisted ploy to make me look bad, when really, these people, and including you reading this, don't know my full story. You don't know my personal life. You don't know me personally, and you will never get to know, because I don't need to tell you. I don't know why character limit. But, yeah, we don't need to know your entire full life story to know that what you did was wrong, because it is wrong, and even you will say that it's wrong. So when people are calling you out, and obviously the harassment's wrong, and I don't condone that, and I think that everyone who's harassing him should stop. But when you do things like that, it's people are going to look at you a certain way, and you can't really change that. If you want to change that, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Next tweet. I don't owe you any more attention because I'm trying to be a better human being every passing day. And again, those who have ill will against me, I'm sorry. I'm flawed like everybody else. I agree. Everyone's flawed. Everyone isn't doing what you did, though. Okay? That's why it's such a bad thing. That's why so many people are calling you out, because it's not a normal thing to do and it's not a good thing to do. This will be my fifth and final response to all of this. I'm tired of having to deal with it. Well, I don't think you can just have this. Well, I can't believe that people are talking about what I did. That sucks. It's so ridiculous to me. Like, what do you mean? You can't just expect this just to go away just because you've talked about it. This is something that even you said is going to follow you around for the rest of your life. But yeah, that wraps up his response and my thoughts on it. The rest of the video will be more information on James Bear and what led to this situation. So I hope you enjoy it. Here it is. So today is going to be more of a serious video. I'm covering a more serious topic. So content warning for essay. I'm pretty sure you know what that means if you've been watching YouTube for a while now. But yeah, so this whole situation is about James Bear, as you can tell from the title of this video, and he had some things come out about him from a tweet that exposed him for being with his 9-year-old sister when he was 13, and it led to a link from a 182-page document about James Bear. Now, the fact that this man has a novel about him is just insane, okay? If you watch me and someone is able to write almost 200 pages of things I did wrong, it's over, okay? It's over. I hope I have, I don't, this is just unfathomable to me. Now, the document isn't like super well written and doesn't have to be that long. Um, there's like a big chunk that's just about James' fetishes, which I'm not really too interested in because that's not the point of this. That's not why I'm like looking into this document, which I wouldn't be looking into at all if this situation hadn't come about. But he ended up admitting to it back in September of 2020. Now, here is what he said. With what's being brought up about me, I have to admit about the sisters thing. It did happen, but only once when we were just kids and it was consensual. Anything else about me being EDP or grooming on minors is not true whatsoever. Those messages were over 4 years old to a 13-year-old when I was only 16 years old. Therefore, I was a minor myself. I made a mistake when I was a kid and I didn't know it was bad. But those mistakes I made all those years ago don't define who I am today. I'm a completely different person. I will be taking a break since the threats and the false accusations have taken a huge toll on Claire and I's mental health. So yeah, I just wanted to clear the air on that front. Now, the fact that this man admitted to it on back 2 years ago almost and just got away with it is completely mind blowing to me. Like the fact that he was just able to go, oh well, it happened, and it sucks that it happened, but uh, we'll just be taking a break. Now I think he had like a boost in subscribers now. Uh, like after that, and that just sort of like washed it and swept it under the rug. But yeah, he also admitted to it again in messages to I think was one of his friends or former friend now. It began in February 2013 when I began to get a little friend called depression, and I didn't know at the time, and I did something terrible. I had relations with my sister, which at the time I was 13 and she was 9. If it makes you feel better, I'm suffering emotionally, and I did it because of depression. Someone told me that depression can't make you do things, and we've been doing I'm gonna say till between 2015 and 2016, and I know it's still affecting me. 2014, I got beat up outside in the cold winter night and I got sick. And that sickness could have killed me. In 2015, I'd gotten sick again. But while I was sick, I cried myself to sleep and I began to lose friends. My depression kept getting to me. My dad emotionally abused me too. And so, January 23rd, 2016, I began to feel bad and I nearly took my own life. But I didn't and went to sleep. My friend Alex, I had told him that day that I should, and I forgot to tell him that I'm going to sleep. Got worried and phoned the RCMP, and they took me to the hospital and they were checking to see if I'm okay, and I was. So yeah, I gotten sick again, but I'm okay. Yeah, that's what happened, and don't tell anyone, by the way. I don't know why he keeps using the 3 periods, but that's not too big of a thing, so I'm not gonna harp on it for too long. Um, but yeah, the fact that he was able to just like freely talk about this is insane. I don't know why he thought this was like an acceptable thing and a normal thing to do. His comment section over the past I, I have to say like maybe 10 to 20 hours has sort of devolved from like a hey, this is a great animation to more of a hey, why, like, this is a nice man, this is a really talented man. I hope he doesn't do anything weird to his sister or stuff like that. And honestly, this really sucks because this is a really talented guy, and it sucks that he did this, and it sucks that his talent is going to go to waste. Now, honestly, he really could have made this all better by just coming out and saying, like, hey, I did this, it was wrong, and Claire and I are getting help. I think his sister's name is Claire from the first message, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Um, but yeah, I mean, he could have made this all so much better and so much easier on himself just by not hiding from this. And he changed his YouTube name to James. What is that supposed to do? It doesn't change anything. It doesn't help out anyone. It doesn't help you out. It just makes you look like you're just trying to dodge the situation, which you already have done. So maybe he thought he could do it again, but it doesn't look like it. And it'll be interesting to see what the general consensus on James Bear is and what will come of his YouTube channel. I think he'll come out and respond in some sort of way. And I hope he does it soon. And I hope he's getting help. And I hope his sister's getting help. Because this is just a complete mess of a situation. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up all the information we have as of now. I'll link down the document in the description if you want to take a look for yourself. People are obviously not too happy about James doing this, and as you can see, his comments on his latest video aren't too positive, which is really understandable because people obviously aren't going to be happy with what he's done, and I'm not happy about what he's done if I haven't conveyed that enough throughout this video. But like I said, I hope he gets help, and I hope he stops blaming everything other than himself, because he only has himself to blame for this and he shouldn't have done it. But yeah, that wraps it up for me, so thank you for watching. Bye.